My name is Nicole Perone. I am from the United States. I'm from the state of New Jersey, and I am at Voices of Faith as a panelist. And in the United States, I'm a student at Yale University, completing my graduate degree in a Master of Divinity program. My experience in Rome has been wonderful. I studied abroad in Rome 5 years ago, so it's the first time I've been back. It's been 5 years and it was like a big homecoming, and this group of women is a lot of fun to be with. So it was not only lovely to be back in Rome, a city that I love very much, but to be getting to know all these women, hearing their stories and spending time with them has been really special. So we are just having a great time. My expectations for tomorrow are that it will be a really graced day. If the days prior have been any indication, it will really be filled with special moments because we've spent so much time together. I'm really looking forward to hearing each story and really seeing what the panel has to say, because we have spent so much time talking and just being together and bonding that I really think the event is going to be profound, and I think it's also going to have a strong impact on all those watching it live streamed, because people will be watching from all over the world who maybe aren't aware of these women or their work, or aren't aware of those of us on the panel. So I think when it all comes together, it's really going to be an exciting and very sacred event. I think this event is really going to bring a lot to the future of women in the church. I think there are such outstanding women doing important work that it is nearly impossible to ignore or put aside the work that they're doing. And I think especially our panel talking about the solutions we are bringing to the ways that the church can more fully engage with women, that these concrete, creative solutions will only be doing the church a service, because right now the church has an incredible opportunity and we are handing them ways to really take advantage of that and make the church better for all people, especially women. When I think about mercy requires courage as a theme, I think it's a really interesting play on the Jubilee year of mercy and the way we are talking about mercy in the church. I think it's very easy for people to think mercy, forgiveness, it's fairly cut and dry, but it's actually really challenging. And I think the highlighting of the courage of all of the women at this conference really underscores that they have been courageous, they have been merciful, they have sought justice, they've sought a place at the table. And so I think the theme really encompasses in a lot of ways the experience of women in the church. And I also think it's sort of a clarion call to the Vatican, to the church, to say that now is the time to make a change, and now is the time to be courageous in the ways we live out mercy. When I think about mercy requiring courage, for me personally, I really reflect on my experience of choosing to get a theological education, choosing to work for the church, and really following the path that I feel God has called me to walk. And I think there's a lot of courage required in that, because now is an exciting time to be a woman in the church. It's also a challenging time. So it requires more than just, this is the path I'm going to walk, this is the job I want to have. But there's a lot more personal investment that has to come. And sometimes it means being merciful when you feel wronged by an institution or when you feel wronged by people. So for me, I see it as a constant, courageous act to choose to work for the church as a young woman. I think it was over a long time realizing how God was moving and really seeing the Holy Spirit just weave through the things that were happening to me, my life and my choices. There was no explosion moment. I did not take a cannonball to the knee like Ignatius Loyola. There was no a grand conversion, but just slowly realizing that the gifts and talents God had given me were more oriented toward ministry, toward administration, and I also had a deep love for the church. So after a while, you start to see the pieces come together and you realize it makes all the sense in the world to do this. So it wasn't a large moment, but rather a million little moments that came together.